So apart from lyophilization, another technique that most preferably used for product polishing is the spray dry technology. So the spray drying is used for drying large volumes of liquids. So whenever there is the finished product after the three stages of downstream processing is comparatively in a liquid form, then the spray drying technique is preferred rather than the lyophilization. So if the solid content is more and the liquid content is less, then it is subjected for the lyophilization so that it will be directly sublimated and it will be highest or it will be purest form of that product, that is in the dried form. But instead of that, whenever the large volumes of liquids are to be packaged, then the spray drying is preferably used. In the spray drying, small droplets of liquid containing the product are passed through a nozzle directing it over a steam or of hot gas. So here, whatever the equipment that is used for the spray drying, in this equipment, initially the small droplets of liquid containing the product. So whatever may be the liquid, that may be either solvent, that may be the aqueous. So yeah, instead of passing a continuous flow of that liquid, here it is allowed to pass as the small droplets of liquid. Now in each droplet of that liquid, our desired product is there. Now our target here is to separate out that desired product from that droplets of the liquid. So it is initially passed through the nozzle, directing it over a stream of hot gas. So as it is passed over the stream of hot gas, whatever the liquid is there, that will get evaporated or it will be removed. The water evaporates and the solid particles are left behind. It is a kind of continuous atmospheric dryer which can be used to dry materials such as fuel, intermediates, soap water, or inorganic salts. So preferably, this technique of spray drying technology, spray drying is used for the products such as dry materials such as fuel, then intermediates, soap water, soap powder, or the inorganic salts. So it is a continuous atmospheric dryer. Now in the schematic presentation of the spray dry equipment, you can observe that here initially here it is the nozzle is there. Through this nozzle, our finished product is allowed or it is injected through a small nozzle. It is allowed to pass through over the stream of hot gas. Then it is allowed to pass through the dryer. So here it is feeded and here it is the dryer is present. Then it is subsequently passed through the next cycling, or it is allowed to pass through the next. This is the actual image and this is the schematic or diagrammatic presentation of the spray dry equipment. Okay. Now, how this spray dry technology works. A spray dryer uses the spray method to transform the material into fog droplets in order to be dispersed into the hot gas stream. So here, in the first step, the spray, whatever our contents are there that are transformed to the material into the fog droplets. So small droplets are introduced through that nozzle and allowed to pass over the hot gas stream. During this stage, the material connects with the hot air in a co-current, counter-current or mixed flow manner so that the water can evaporate quickly to achieve the drying effect. So within very remarkably short period, the water content is removed in the form of vapors. So this evaporation is comparatively very quick and the drying effect is observed. The spray dryer provides a large surface area for heat and mass transfer by atomizing the liquid to small droplets. Okay, so here liquid is transformed to the small droplets and during this process of transformation of our liquid end product to the small droplets. Here, the large surface area is provided so that there is remarkable heat and mass transfer. These are spread, so what these small droplets are then spread into a stream of hot air so that each droplet dries to a solid particle. So instead of drying the liquid in a bulk quantity, here we are transforming that liquid in the droplets. So each droplet will be dried to a solid particle. So here the recovery of that product is quite efficient because there is no any wastage of the product in the form of the vapor or other. The drying chamber resembles the cyclone, ensuring good circulation of air to facilitate heat and mass transfer, and that dried particles are separated by the centrifugal machine. So after that, here you can now observe that after this initial dryer, then the product is transferred to the cyclone. Now in this cyclone dryer, the good circulation of air is there. So continuous circulation of air is during this cyclone dryer. Now it will facilitate the heat and mass transfer so that the particles, dried particles are effectively separated by the centrifugation process. So this is just the outline of the working of the spray dry equipment. Overall, whenever the liquid content is high, preferably we go for the spray dry technology for product polishing. Otherwise, lyophilizer is the preferred technique for final product polishing. Now this spray dry technology is also having certain applications. These are mainly used for the drying of liquid materials like emulsions, suspensions, solutions, slurries, thin pastes, etc. Now it never happens that all the products are in the solid form. So whenever the products are in the form of emulsion, suspension, solution, slurries or thin paste, in that case, the drying of these material is carried out by spray dryers. This can be used to dry the materials that are sensitive to heat or oxidation without degrading them. So in case of lyophilizer, the solid material is directly sublimated to the vapor form. It is not transformed to the liquid stage. Now during this oxidation without degradation them can hamper that product quality. So the products or the materials which are sensitive to the heat or which are sensitive to the oxidation without degrading them, or even which are sensitive to the high temperature air that is employed, such products can be dried by spray drying method. The liquid feed is dispersed into droplets which are dried in seconds because of their high surface area and intimate contact with the drying gas. So overall, the time duration which is required for this spray drying is comparatively lower than that of the lyophilizer, because here there is the rapid conversion of the liquid feed into the droplets. So whenever that liquid feed enters into the dryer through the nozzle, it is immediately converted into the droplets. So within the seconds only it is dried, and it provides the high surface area and intimate contact with the drying gas. The product is kept cool by the vaporization of the enveloping liquid, and the dried product is kept from overheating by rapid removal from the drying zone. Now here, whatever the product that is entering within the dryer, it is in the form of droplets. Now as this is present in the droplet, our desired product is enclosed or it is present within the enveloping liquid. Now, because of this droplet format, here our desired product is kept cool by the vaporization of the enveloping liquid. So the product is not directly heated. So whenever that product is heat sensitive, it is protected here in the spray drying technology. So the product is kept cool cool by the vaporization of the enveloping liquid, and the drying product is kept from overheating by rapid removal from the drying zone. The first condition is that whenever the droplets enter through that nozzle and they are subjected or they are passed over the stream of hot air or the stream. Okay. Now during this phase, there are chances that there might be the overheating or it may be heat denaturation may occur. But as here the product is in the form of droplets, it is covered or it is protected by the enveloping liquid. Then whatever the time period that is occurring or that is spending that product in that dryer at the high temperature, that is very slow or that is very low. Why? Because there is the rapid removal of that product from the drying zone. So overall, if the product is sensitive to the high temperature or if there are chances of overheating of that product, then preferably here the spray drying technology is used. The improvement in the flow and reduction of air entrapment make the spray dried material suitable for use in the manufacturing of tablets and capsules. So the main application of this technique of product polishing is in the manufacturing of tablets and capsules. Okay, so whatever the contents of the tablets or the capsules are there, that are preferably spray dried instead of going for the lyophilization. Why? Because whatever the lyophilized product is there, that should be maintained at remarkably lower temperature so that its shelf life will be elongated. But here, there is no necessity. After that spray drying, it is the vacuum is removed, then it is brought to the atmospheric pressure, so it can be easily maintained even at the room temperature at the atmospheric pressure. So this is the preferred technique for the spray drying of the material in the manufacturing of tablets and capsules. Okay, so with these different methods of the product polishing, we have finished up with the downstream processing of the extracellular product. So initially only we have mentioned that the different steps that are to be selected for downstream processing, it depends on the type of product. The type of product may be having in the three different forms. First might be the microbial biomass or the cell itself. The second, that is the extracellular product, and the third, that is the intracellular product. Now the point regarding or the discussion regarding the intracellular product or release of intracellular product, that we will take in the next lecture. Okay, so if you are having any kind of doubt in these two major methods of product polishing, that is lyophilization and spray dry technique, you can ask.